So this is from a website called, let me make sure I'm getting this right, StarTrek.com.
Mm.
Heard of it?
Once or twice.
And this is cute because it's not just friendships, because when there's a million friendships in Star Trek, you gotta let's hone it down a bit. And it reads, unlikely friendships reflect the heart of Star Trek. I think that's a really good idea there. I think
I
that's
I like
love
that.
that.
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
so awesome.
a good
And
find, Melissa.
and the picture, I love the picture, and I love what Matt Boardman did with the thumbnail
Yeah.
with the picture. So
Mhm.
far, this is probably one of my favorite thumbnails that Matt has made, and he's incredible. But I just love this picture so much.
You know what this could be? This could almost be frenemies light. You know what I mean? Like people that
Yeah.
start
Kinda.
not like full frenemies necessarily, like Odo and Quark that never admitted that they were friends really,
Right.
but the ones
Yeah.
that kind of started off as frenemies and then became kind of begrudging, like Tuvok and Neelix are like they weren't like best friends, but there was something there. And these two little rascals, Shran and Archer,
Yes.
Yeah.
it's a fun one.
Yeah. Frenemies light, because they all did start out not friends.
Yeah,
Quite the
Picard and
opposite.
Q. Great example
Oh my
right there.
gosh, yeah. Yes.
Right.
And I don't
Yeah.
even think that Picard and Q are friends still. Like even after season 3 of Picard, they were just kind of like just because Picard's being nice to somebody doesn't mean he likes him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's true.
Well,
That's fair.
I feel like he understood Q a little bit more because Q's was discovering what it meant to have some sort of humanity, or because he was facing his own mortality. So I don't know. I think that softened Q a bit as well.
I mean, understanding doesn't necessarily mean he likes him more.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's
Maybe more
very true.
tolerable.
Yeah.
He looks so
I just
uncomfortable.
every time I see them on screen, I'm just reminded of like the on-screen chemistry that those two had. Just like
Mhm.
actor-wise, they played so well with each other. And if you go back and rewatch Star Trek as many times as you most of us do, where like you can pick apart their performances and like really look at their facial expressions in each scene, and it's so perfect. Especially those two, they exemplify that.
Mhm.
Cool.
They do.
You just get like the little eye twitch here from Patrick Stewart. It's just like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
They did share a bed together.
They sure
True.
did.
Oh my
That's right.
I love
So-
those when Picard like lifts up his blankie.
That is such
Q,
a
what are you
funny
doing here?
scene. When you have a family member walk into the room while you're watching it, and they walk in and they're like, "What?"
Yeah.
One of those things are like, "Hey, turning that off."
Stop looking at my nipulature, Q. That's what he said to him. That's what he said to him. I don't know if you guys saw the extended version of that episode.
No, I did not.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun times with those two rascals. And here's a good one. But these guys were friends from the get-go, right? Or are we talking about mirror universe?
I've
Okay, that makes
Mirror
yeah.
Yeah, we're
universe.
talking
Fine
mirror
universe
universe.
still.
I was just thinking, I was like, it's got to be mirror universe, right? Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Well, we didn't get to really know Prime Universe Giorgio because she died so quick.
Right.
But that was
Right.
such a great start with like having its own ship, the Shenzhou, and that crew, and just seeing those friendships and those relationships. And I thought one of the cutest moments in all of Star Trek Discovery was, I think it was in episode 2. No, it must have been episode 1, but 1 or 2. When Giorgio says, "Oh, mark this time in the calendar index as the one time my first officer and science officer agreed," or something like that. I was like, that that is such a Star Trek
Yes.
line right there.
Oh,
That was a good
is.
line.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, these guys.
Common ground.
Aww.
I mean, they were Tuviks together.
Yeah.
They were.
And they had to hold each other's junk because they had to pee at some point as Tuviks. So they know each other very intimately. I mean,
Poor Melissa.
it's a
My
real
junk
thing.
is your junk in that
My junk to
scenario.
your junk to mine.
Oh,
Sorry, Joy. Joy's like, I'm
you
never
steer
coming
Joy
back to Star
away.
Trek and Chill again.
Oh my. Well, I never thought about Tuvix like that. That adds a whole
Oh,
dimension,
I
doesn't
did.
it?
Mm.
Obviously.
And
Wow.
he, me. I don't know. Well, what do you guys think? Especially Shar, Katie, you guys are big time Voyager
Mhm.
fanatics.
Mhm.
How would you describe Tuvok and Neelix's friendship? Because I feel like Neelix wanted to be Tuvok's friend, and Tuvok never really gave in to being his friend. But, there were always those subtle hints in there. What do you guys think?
I mean, I see it kind of like a puppy and a cat, where the puppy's
Yes.
new to the house, and it's just like, hi,
Perfect.
hi, hi, and the cat's just like, who the are you? So kind of like, I like that side of it. And then I kind of also view it as a professional friendship because Neelix grew so much with his role on Voyager. And you could see he did like calm himself down a little bit. Whereas Tuvok's journey, he loosened up. And so it was nice that they went on these crossing paths a little bit on their 7-year journey together, where they kind of rubbed off on each other a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. They're kind of like the odd couple. And I
Yes.
love that comparison of a puppy and a cat. Yeah. Neelix definitely wanted to be friends. Tuvok tolerated him the best that he could for a very long time. And I don't know if there ever really was like I don't know. Do you think that there really was a friendship there eventually? If so, I'm not completely sold on when exactly it happened. I'm trying to think, but maybe
Wasn't there that time when Tuvok was sitting down to dinner or a certain meal, and then throughout there was definitely animosity at the beginning of the episode, but then at the end of the episode, I don't know, there was a kind of understanding. Oh, and
trying to
maybe
Oh,
think
I
of
it's
which
just
episode
know.
that was. At a table?
yeah, in
Because
the mess
Yeah.
hall.
okay, the first thing that
Yeah.
comes to mind at the mention of the mess hall is actually when Tuvok is on the holodeck trying to suppress serial killer emotions because he's playing with Lon Suter in season 2.
Nice.
And then
Oh,
Yeah.
Neelix
Grima
just annoys the
Wormtongue.
living crap out of him. He's like, okay, I'm finally going to just kill you. I can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So
Yeah,
we
like
got
I
a
don't know. They
poll.
became a little
Sorry, we've got a
friends.
poll in the live chat here about Tuvok and Neelix. Were they definitely friends? Those of you that have really focused in on it, seen certain scenes where you say, no, they were definitely friends. They didn't talk, it wasn't obvious, but they definitely were. Or, not quite friends. Not
mhm.
quite
Well, okay.
friends.
Linda has a good point in the chat. Tuvok did quote unquote dance, which was this really weird, rigid foot movement that was the closest thing he could do to dancing when Neelix left
Yeah.
That was a
as a
great
show
point.
of
Yeah.
love and
Oh,
affection.
right.
What was
I
Mhm.
that
know.
one episode where Tuvok was like, he had all his emotions and he was like a little kid having to relearn stuff and he completely depended on Neelix?
That might be
Yeah.
the episode that was from the
That
like
Melissa's.
the referenced image
Oh, yeah.
riddles.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
I feel like those were his suppressed feelings and dependence on his friendship with Neelix.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and it's true. It's hard to judge a Vulcan's friendship really unless you get to see those one-on-one moments a lot, and you just get them
Mhm.
alone with a lot of screen time. So,
Yeah, good point.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tuvok definitely wasn't as loose as T'Lyn is with
Melissa,
No.
language.
yeah.
So, also in the live chat, we have somebody new whose name is JACC with a lot of periods and quotation marks. That's an interesting name. Reminds me of a System of a Down song or two. Let's look at the next one here. What's next? Welcome, Jack. It kind of reminds
Welcome
me
to the
of
chaos.
the uh the La Brea tar pits in LA, which, is famously funny because La Brea means the tar pits, but it's called the La Brea tar pits. So really you're saying the tar pits. And here we have J Jack C. So it's very similar in that
Nice.
regard.
Thanks, Chris
Love that.
Garris.
What did,
Hey, how nice.
what did he?
Did a super chat.
Yeah.
Chris Garris, thank you so
Thanks.
much. He says, here's a Thanksgiving treat for virtual TrekCon. Yum, yum,
Oh.
thank you.
Yeah,
Yums.
nom
Nom.
nom.
Thanks, Chris. We can't wait to see you in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, and maybe also foggy San Francisco, California, aka Burlingame.
Oh,
All right.
that's
So,
happening in January, right?
yep, January 24th through 26th, which is also opening weekend for Section 31.
Ooh,
Ooh.
right.
It's
Yeah,
not
will
too
there be
far
a
away.
watch party there?
I feel like there's got to
That
be
would
something
be
to be figured out.
awesome.
Yeah, we got to
Ooh.
figure something out.
I
I
think
don't
you
know.
do. I think you
I
do.
think it would be freaking awesome. I think it'd be great.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All
What a
right.
wonderful opportunity.
Yeah.
Unlikely friendship. That's interesting. Tom
Those two, I mean, they
Paris
kind of hit it
and
off right
Harry
away.
Kim. Yeah, weren't they pals from the first
Yeah.
scene, basically?
Yeah, basically, because
No.
Tom
Yeah.
got Harry he bailed him
No,
out
but
from Quark trying to sell him trinkets.
That's
Yeah.
was it
true. That's
wasn't
It was
he
just
all
true.
judgy of Tom Paris's
Yes,
Yeah,
past?
true.
Harry was a little bit like, "Oh, you're a bad boy. I don't know," and then that
Right.
just was
Well,
like gone
uh,
away.
other folks were trying, like other officers were trying to warn Harry, like, hey, he's trouble, don't hang out with him. But he said, I will choose my own friends, thank you very much,
Mhm.
and did not care what they thought.
Mhm.
That is
Hmm.
true.
He was cautious, and then he was like, "Ah." "You want to see my clarinet?" Like it was a great evolution of friendship in season one.
Got a quick disclaimer here. We're nitpicking the shit out of this article, which tells me, good job, writer.
Hey,
Because
Scobie.
if they just did like a
Hey,
regular, if they just did like a regular thing where like, here's some friendship, we'd be like, oh yeah, here's some friend. Oh yeah, these guys are friends. Oh, these are pals. But now with the way this is framed and delivered, it makes you go, well, it makes us really kind of get our
yeah.
claws in there and nitpick. And I say this is not an unlikely friendship to me, but we'll see.
Well, I mean, if you look at their personalities, one might not
Right.
think that they would be the obvious choice of
Yeah.
friends, but who knows what makes a friendship? So
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
one is a little bit more uptight and the other one is a bad boy.
Yeah.
So
Because you have like the frenemy track, which Picard and Q were, but this is the more like unlikely friendship where like the cool kid jock who plays with cars met up with the all A's honor student who's in band. Like
exactly.
Yeah,
that makes sense in the unlikely friendship.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good.
that's fair.
Hmm. And if it's one thing we care about here, it's fairness. So check this out. Here's the next one. This is an interesting one too. Very, very interesting. Captain Picard and Catherine
Oh,
Pulaski.
Yeah.
oh,
Hmm. That's a
hmm.
thing. That's a boy, is
She's no
that a
Beverly Crusher.
no.
Mm.
Well, no. And they did butt heads a little bit here and there, but then there was a growing appreciation for each other and the way each other works.
Yeah, mutual respect, I'd say.
Mutual respect, yeah.
Yeah.
And that episode where she operates on him, I think that solidified their friendship a little bit more.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I mean, if
Uh,
that wouldn't have done it.
yeah.
Right.
What do you think,
Well,
Joy? Joy,
and
you've got some thoughts on this. You think Pulaski and Picard are pals or just kind of respected coworkers?
Uh, I don't think they pal it around, but I think they have deep feelings for each other, platonic
Ooh.
feelings. But where, I mean, doesn't he fight for her life too when she's on that station
Yeah.
where she's aging?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Good
then
call.
so I wouldn't say they're like casual friendship, but I think that their relationship is deeper than that
Hmm.
for
Yeah.
sure.
So
Yeah.
our poll has ended. Tuvok and Neelix, 58% of you said, not quite friends in my book. Not quite there.
Okay.
So unlikely that it didn't happen. It's such an unlikely friendship. Now, okay. This is another edgy one. Boy, these are very edgy. These are great.
Yeah.
Sisko and Kira, were they
Hmm.
friends
Hmm.
or just a huge amount of mutual respect amongst coworkers?
Hmm.
I
It
think
crossed
they
over to
were
friendship.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Like it started off very not terse, but a little
Ooh, good
contested.
word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked it too.
And
Hmm.
yeah, it definitely took its time, but yeah, I think there really was some genuine friendship there through
Hmm.
a lot of trial and eventually turning into mutual respect, leading to a genuine friendship.
Mm.
I think for him maybe, but for Kira, I don't think she could get out of that boundary of he's a god, you know?
Mm.
Yeah.
You don't
I
think so?
do think she got out of that boundary when she went to a baseball game with him. That time when
That's true.
and then he was like, "You get the hot dogs," and she was like, "Hot dogs? What are these hot dogs?" And he threw her the hat,
Yeah.
and then, because that's
Yeah.
what she
That's true.
wanted.
Yeah.
Good thought, Melissa.
It's like an underlying current of friendship. Because
Mhm.
there's a professionalism on top, and then when things slow down, you get those little moments like, oh hey, look, we're friends. Like kind of like that.
Yeah.
Right, when they're not dealing with the crisis and they can actually just talk to each other, human being to human being.
It's like,
Well,
no
human
one's
being to
dying? No
Bajoran.
one's dying?
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
So this next one is a fun one too. Check it out. And by the way, a great three-person crew in this picture.
Ooh.
Ooh.
We've got
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Shran,
yeah.
T'Pol, and Archer. Now, obviously, it's between Shran and Archer, but I just like the triumvirate here. These three rad people.
She makes it a threesome.
Yes, she did.
I'll never get over Worf saying that.
Incredible.
So this one ended
No,
up becoming a friendship. What do you guys think? I think that's a friendship,
Yeah.
I would say so,
but
especially in
barely.
as much as I hated the last episode. Like you kind of you just feel it.
Hmm.
When Archer fought on Shran's behalf, or when he fought against Shran and they had their moment there, I
Mhm.
feel like I don't know, I feel like they became closer and they became friends. Maybe I need to
Mhm.
rewatch a little more
I need to
Enterprise.
rewatch that too.
I would love, oh my freaking gosh, I would love this. This is a great idea. What they need to do is they need to do a follow-up, just a short trek, where it's just Archer as president, and then you have Shran, and they're just sitting there. You got Porthos the Fifth, and you just they're hanging out. I would love to see a short of them just having fun together, like a boys' day.
That would be adorable. And you know what? It would be great to animate it with that kind of context. And so then,
Mm,
yeah.
that would be so
You just
fun.
Strand shows up. He's like, "Pink skin, you look overworked. Get over here!" And he just like takes them to all these like planets, and we're so much fun.
Yes, please.
Like
Yes.
planes, trains, and automobiles, but has to
Oh,
be Strand as
yeah.
Archer.
Anybody
Okay.
watch that movie around the holidays?
Planes,
Yes.
Trains, and Automobiles?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it's good.
it is good.
I just watch Airplane any time of the year. That anything
Mm,
named after one of those three is pretty good.
Mm.
yeah.
Okay, so this next one, boy, oh boy, This is a pretty deep
Ooh.
cut. Good job. Check this
Ooh.
one out. It's Kira and Gemor. Remember Tekeni
Huh.
Okay,
Gemor?
yeah.
Oh my God, they killed
Mhm.
Tekeni.
You bastard.
Yeah. But this is
That's
definitely a friendship, and it's definitely an unlikely one, right?
For
For
yeah,
sure.
sure. Yeah, I'd
yeah.
say.
It went from enemies definitely to becoming family.
Yeah.
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 I
Well,
love that
like the
episode.
Hmm.
it was such a good
That's
episode because it
amazing.
allows you to experience Kira's side of things, where at
Oh
the
yeah.
same time it's just like it shows you there's a path beyond that. It's
Mm,
so good.
Mm-hmm.
All
yeah.
right.
Times. All right.
Oh,
Was that the
Thumbs
list?
up from all of us.
no, there's
Oh, there's
more.
more.
I gotta look ahead for this one. Oh, I remember this dude. Okay. Okay. Now I'm prepared for
Who
this
the
one.
heck?
It's Book and
Oh
Tarka.
yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Book and Tarka.
Are they friends?
I mean, they kind of became it later
Yeah, I
when they
think they
flew off
did
together.
to an
Yeah, but then
extent.
Tarka was kind of using them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you're in a survival situation, I think you'd be friends with anyone that's gonna help you
True.
get it.
Yeah. Good call. I would say
But
this is a
it
very
wasn't
fragile
the
friendship.
friendship wasn't memorable to me. It didn't resonate like longer than the episode, so
Yeah,
I
Hmm.
didn't think so.
that's a toughie. That's a tough
It's a
Yeah.
sell.
toughie.
That's complicated.
Yeah.
Lucia Raz says they are not friends.
All right.
Angrily.
So
That
They are
settles it.
definitive,
not
not friends.
friends.
Oh, here's an interesting one. Two characters you may have heard of, Kirk and Spock, but in Strange New
No
Worlds here.
way. They're
So
more than friends
I'm
in,
kind of
in
like,
some universes.
it's interesting that they chose this Kirk and this Spock rather than the other Kirk and Spock, the original.
Seriously, though.
Right.
I can see why, because this is like they aren't their Kirk and Spock that we know, so they're kind of like less gelled. Am
Yeah.
I making any sense? It's like you see them as two separate people instead of one. So I
Right.
could see
Yeah.
why it's more of an
Ah,
unlikely.
Because they're at the
hey.
beginning of their friendship. I mean, not
Yeah.
even the beginning. They're at the beginning of their relationship. They're just meeting just now
Mhm.
in Strange New Worlds. So yeah, I mean, there's a cordiality. They're cordial to each other, but
Mhm.
And
It's still rigid.
you can also use Spock's
rigid.
sideburns as a letter opener. So there's also that.
The
Which is
son of a
interesting.
bat left.
It's a box cutter.
Son of a bat
Uh,
left.
I imagine like you know how you get those like winged eyeliner where you have like a little palette. He just has a bat left to his cheek. He's like, yeah, this will be a good sideburn.
And just to hammer the point home, there is actually Kirk and Spock from the Wrath of Khan here.
Mm.
And Nimoy says it, I have always been your friend. So there, that
Yeah.
answers that.
Thanks so much for watching that clip. We go live every Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern on Star Trek and Chill.